Hello, this is my first instructional video that I've ever taken before, because the early days I didn't have YouTube and all that stuff. But, however, this is to teach you how to tune strings. Let me just lower it down for starters. First of all, this string here, the smallest string is your first string. Then your second, and your third, fourth, fifth, and this is your sixth. Biggest string is your sixth string. It's actually reversed. A lot of people think that this is, but it's not. This is your last string. This is your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. It's the total opposite of what you might think. Believe me, it was kind of weird when I first learned all that. And your string names each key of each string, okay? The smallest one and the big string are the same notes. This one's just higher tone. This one's just bass tone. And mixed together is tenor. There are different sounds, and they have names for certain sounds. So both together are tenor. But anyhow, we'll get back to tuning the guitar, okay? Let me just mess it all up, and then I'll show you what I mean. But over time, you will develop a keen hearing for each string, so that you can tune it the old finger style way. And this is a finger style tune-up. Okay? But anyway, this is my guitar. It's Esteban. And it even says it on here. His signature. Esteban. Nice, huh? Me too, I thought so too. And these are the pin locks. Okay? And this is your bridge. And the reason why it's at an angle is because the smallest string has to have a space between the pin, which is 1/4 of an inch. And each one thereafter slowly, see how it isn't a horizontal line instead of a straight line. Biggest string requires the bridge to be closer to the pin lock. These are what hold the strings in place when you string them up. Okay, first thing, this is your sound hole. This big hole in the front is your sound hole. That's how it produces and makes the sound travel. And obviously, the wood carries a tone. So it's hollowed out for it, like self-amplified, so to speak. Get what I'm saying? See? That's how you're able to hear it because it makes the sound travel outward. Okay? And these dots down the fretboard. This is your fretboard. These dots represent to tell you keys, what keys they are, or they are in. We'll get to that later. But this is the first instructional video, so. However, these are your tuning knobs. These are how your strings make it happen to be tuned. But like I said, you have to develop a keen ear for it. Over time, you will. So here we go. Down tune them. I'm going to down tune them. Sooner or later, I'm going to get a better, camera instead of using my phone. But anyhow, that way I can have some, privilege to set the angle I want, so I don't have to keep moving this thing around like that to show you. But I'm just doing what I got, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this right here, where the strings are embedded in between the grooves. This is a nut. It's also a bridge, but they don't call it a bridge. It's just a place where the strings rest. And if the strings were like flat down on the fretboard, obviously they wouldn't carry no tone at all, even though you have the sound hole. The strings have to be uplifted, as you can see, so much above the fret bars. See? And these are your fret bars. These metal thingies. These are your fret bars. The dots represent keys. The fretboard is the whole thing. Is what you see. The dots and the bars and the wood. See? There's wood. See? This flat part. All that flat surface. That's called a fretboard. The metal ones are your frets. Fret bars, as they call it. This is your nut. Your uplifting bridge. And these thingies here, you see holes? Like right there, for instance. There's a hole where part of that string went through, and then it was wounded up. That's how you tune it. Okay. I suggest you get to start out with classical nylon string guitar. It is the best and better to toughen your fingertips. As mine, you can tell they're calloused, obviously. And they're quite strong. And I got these big thumbs, which really help out a lot. I can sit there and embrace my instrument. The strong grip, so I don't drop it. You need a classical nylon string guitar to start out with, because it's best. That's what I used. My dad is the one that got me started in it, to learning how to play, and so on. If you don't have one, I strongly advise you, deal with what you have, but if you know someone that wants to get rid of one for free, and they say you can have it, take it. I don't care if it's all beat up in the front, down here, scratch marks, or maybe there's a little hole somewhere in the front part of it, or a big old gash on the side. That don't matter. It doesn't matter. It might throw your tone off a little bit, but there's a way you can patch it up. So whether if it's, you could use black tape. Say if it has a hole other than the hole right here, it's got a little hole in somewhere, maybe in the body somewhere. Black tape it, duct tape it, whatever. So, okay, let's down tune these strings. I'm gonna start with the big one, which is E. See, the big one. Okay. Okay, let's get started right there. I'm just gonna go down the line here. Okay. Obviously it's not tuned right. Can't even do a D chord or a G. Okay, there's a way to tune it. And you gotta practice and concentrate on listening to the tone before you can do the finger style tuning. Okay? That sounds good. That would be your E. Now if you have a keyboard or a piano, starting with your lowest E, and if you don't know your notes to a piano, they do have charts. They do have charts, or you can look up on YouTube, either way, and they'll show you. If I had I did have a piano, but got rid of it because some of the keys were so old. The hammers inside the piano actually broke. So, didn't like that. So I got rid of it. But anyway. Alright. That's a good start right here. Okay. That's your 6th string. Okay. To tune your 5th string, we're going to count down a line here. Fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on that 6th string, press down. Press down on that right there. And try without touching the A string, which would be the 5th string, okay? Okay, now we want to get that same sound with the 5th string as well as the 6th. Okay, that next string, you're going to tune it up to A. So, listen to that tone. Now you want to tune it up a little bit, which is you're tuning up the A string. Don't forget, which would be this knob right here. Your E string, A, your D, your G, your B, and this would be your other E, which is higher tone. So E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay? And if you have a marker, not a permanent marker, but, or like some tape, just get some tape, get a permanent marker, and just put a little square piece of tape here, 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 and here, here, and here. There is room there, and have a little arrow pointing to which one that key is, what string that key is in. So, if you're gonna put it here, I don't think you get any tape right there, but you could probably put a bigger piece of white tape right here. I don't mean see-through tape. white tape. You can find it any kind of store. You can find it at Walmart. I mean, it's not hard to find. You get a black marker, and you put E, then A, D, G, B, E. Like I said, okay, these two will be E's. This one and this one. Okay. This one E, this one E. This is low bass tone. This is high tone E, which would be this first string. And the numbers, you'll put a first string. You can put 1 or 2 and then 3. Okay? 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I'll start again. 1, first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, sixth string. Remember, your biggest string is your sixth string. And it's also called the last string. Many people think, oh, there's the last string. No, it's not. That's your first string. That's your first E. Because this is guitar. This ain't piano. This ain't ukulele. This ain't no sitar. This is a guitar. 6-string guitar. Standard guitar. Yes, this is metal string because I've already been to the sore fingers and all that jazz. I don't need to do the nylon string. Even though I do love the sound of them. I plan on getting one anyway because I like to play classical now and then. Not all the time, but if I don't want to be too loud and have a more mellow tone, somebody might be reading a book or watching a movie. So I was thinking about getting a classical nylon string guitar because that way I won't be so loud when I have ideas. Okay. Back to tuning. Okay, remember we tuned the top string, which is the last string, 6th string. Okay, we were about here. See this one? The A string underneath it needs to go higher. So we'll go a little higher. And then we'll try both strings. See? Remember, put your finger here, 5th fret on the big string, and try not to touch the 5th. Getting close. That sounds about it. See? There. That sounds about right? That's what you want. Same sound. Okay, to tune the next string. Fret it. That means fret it when you put it on a note or in between the fret bars. You're noting it. You're fretting it. Okay. That was A. We're tuning these two top ones A. This one's A. This note's A. So this is the reason why you're putting your finger on this 5th fret on the big string and tuning the 5th string up to that same sound. You'll understand as I go. 5th string, 5th fret. Okay. Now we want to make it D. Okay, this is a D note. Okay, and we want this string to be D open string. It's an open note. Like this one. This is E. This is A. This is your E string, but on the 5th fret becomes A note. Fretted. And the 5th string, when you tune it, the same sound as this one. This is the 5th string will be A. That's what you want. So we got that. Now go down the same fret. Put it on the 5th string. Now we want that sound for the 4th string. Okay? We want this sound, which is D. D as in Daniel, Davido, so on. Okay. So it sounds like it needs to go higher, right? Remember, you're tuning up the 4th string, which is this one right here. See? You can see that, right? Okay, we got the 5th string on the 5th fret, and we want to tune this D string up to D. So it will be this one. See, but we'll start right there and then try it. 5th fret, 5th string, and the other string underneath it would be the 4th. You want them to sound the same. Almost. See? It's blending, right? Now we got those 3 tuned, right? See? That sounds tuned, don't it? Okay. And we go, same fret, but the 4th string. Click on the 5th fret. Okay? We want this one to be G, because this note is G. But we want the 3rd string to sound just like that note there. It's on the 4th string. Okay? Which is G. On the 5th fret, it's G. Okay? Now we want the 3rd string, one underneath it, just below it, to sound the same as this. So we're going to tune it up, and it's going to be this string here. It sounds about the same, right? We'll give it a shot. A little more. A little more. Not quite, almost. That sounds about it. Hold on. There. That's G. Okay. And we got those. Okay, we got those. Okay. This is a little tricky. Okay. When you're tuning the 2nd string, the one almost the last, but it's not the last. But remember, your 1st string is that smallest string at the bottom. Okay, we want to tune the 2nd string. But on this one, you're gonna put it on the 4th fret. On that G string, which is the 4th string. I mean, not 4th string, I'm sorry. The 3rd string. You're gonna tune the 2nd string, the one underneath that. We want that note there is B, so we want the 2nd string to be tuned openly to B. So we tune this one right here. And we'll try it. Close. So we'll try a little more. Don't get carried away and wound them up too fast. And you can practice this, but you have. Now, when you're first starting out, you might want to get a digital, you can get a digital tuner. It will just clip right on here. You know, this whole thing here is called headstock. Clip it on your headstock. You know, anywhere they have the soft pads underneath. You know, it won't damage your guitar or scratch it. And that, you could use that to start out with. And that will tell you if the digital line goes like this, it means it's not quite tuned. Now, once it's directly straight up and down on the digital tuner, it means it's tuned. Now, say you have your strings for 3 or 4 months, and you're really wailing on it, practicing a lot, put it that way. And you seem not to get it tuned, and you see the digital tuner line keep, flicking to one side of the digital screen on the digital tuner. That's just probably because you need new strings. So don't let that fool you. But when you get new strings, brand new, the line will be straight up and down. And anyway, back to this. Remember, the 3rd string on the 4th fret. The 3rd string, which is B. We want the 2nd string underneath it to sound the same. Okay, got that. Then your 1st string, back on the 5th fret, 2nd string on the 5th fret. Same thing with this, which will be this one. That's what we got. Okay, I'm sorry people, but I have to run. I have something to do, and I will get back with you. Promise. Subscribe. If you want. I'm not going to pull your arm away. Alright, but I got to go. Seriously, I have something to go do, and I'm glad I had this moment. Alright, see you fans. Keep rocking, and practice this. It's the utmost importance. Alright, take it easy. Keep rocking. God bless.